What's up, YouTube? Dow here from Zephyr War Games, bringing you episode 4 of our brand new series, Deck Doctor. I'm joined today by my faithful surgeon, Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Hey, everybody.
So, Deck Doctor is a brand new series where you guys at home send us in your deck lists and we will then review them, provide positive feedback, and just kind of look at the overall synopsis of your deck. If you provide us with little notes as that you're aiming to be budget, that you're aiming for it to be a little bit different or to go a certain way, then we're going to be reviewing that. So with that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more Deck Doctor episodes. We've also started a brand new sealed only league series as well, and of course we're going to be bringing you all of the openings and of course all of the profiles coming out of Blazing Vortex that we are going to get in next week. With all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our first profile of today, Chris's PK list. Now I already spoke with Chris about this. I think his list is pretty solid. I saw someone play a PK list the other day, and they were doing
This is one you did not send me. Cheeky.
No, not. No, I'm pretty sure I gave you all 5 links. Anyway, we've got triple cloak, triple boots, triple torn scale, 1 gloves, 1 greaves, triple tour guide, triple Kagamusha knight, 1 graph, 1 seer, 1 libic, psychic tracker, psychic wielder, double ash, jackalope, sukanoko, teratop, takentor borg, phantom knight rank up, red eyes fusion, foolish barrel, e-telly, reinforcing the army, triple fog blade, single wings, double impermanent, dark magician, and red eyes. Extra deck was Appaloosa, IP, Unicorn, Bardiche, Double Fogblade, 1 Cherubini, 1 Legionnaire, 1 Raiders Knight, Dark Requiem, Arc Rebellion, Dark Rebellion, Zeus, Verte, and Dragoon. Now, extra deck wise, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's kind of cool. I think the only thing that I was personally saying that was missing was Shade Brigandine. And then off of the back of that, you'd probably put in like a Link Spider in your graveyard. In your extra deck. Now, I know it's not a necessity, but what this allows you to do is through the combo, the standard combo on its own, if anything gets interrupted, you can still get Bardiche, and then Bardiche can still lead to Verte and Dragoon. So you've got yourself backed up on that. The other thing I said as well was to add in a Danger Nessie. And in place, I'd probably be taking out the Tuck and Tong engine purely because it's just a 1 and a 1. Like, it's good, but like this one needs you to control wind. So if you don't control this, you're not getting this. It's kind of like one of the ones where if you open it, great. If you don't, you're not really getting anywhere. I'm not too sure if boots and cloak is needed at freeze. The other cards,
I think 2 at max.
I think so.
If you're going more PK, then less very risk, and I can see it warranted. But I think these would be the viable 2.
Yeah, I agree. I really like having a Farfar. Like, that's just personal preference. I just really like the card. I think it's really good. Just because the banish is really nice. But yeah, like what I've seen a lot of people doing was they were using. They went a little bit retro and went with the pure Phantom Knight, which is probably why I've got triple cloak and triple boots, because the idea was that you'd get into Bardiche, and then you'd make the breaksword. Bardiche would pop a card. You then use breaksword to pop another card in himself. Yeah. He would then bring back 2 Phantom Knights, giving you instant access into Raiders Knight or Requiem, which then gives you into Arc Rebellion or Dark Requiem. And then you can either end up on a Zeus, which ultimately, if breaksword brings back 2, you go into Raiders Knight, then you go into Requiem, or you go into Art Rebellion. You then go on to top of Zeus, and Zeus is straight away going to end up having,
but to be honest,
like, 4 materials.
You went 1 with Arc Rebellion. You're doing something wrong.
So, yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot.
The only thing I'm curious on is that there's no Dante and no Beatrice.
So the Dante I understand. Yeah, the Dante doesn't really.
I haven't seen them just go out the deck list.
Yeah, like I mean, Dante never really makes it into the list anymore because like just scales does so much for the deck. It's crazy.
And I guess if you're not playing Dante, you don't play Beatrice. Then.
Yeah, well, but I still really like Beatrice. Like there was a list that I ran a while ago, but I think it was just BAs, and it was kind of nice to get into. It's
I
kind of
think
nice
if
to
you
play
play the
Beatrice again.
Fafa, you should play Dante and Beatrice just because. Not for so much Dante, but so much for Beatrice because Beatrice and Fafa just work so well together.
Yeah, I agree. But these are the kind of little
Yeah.
changes that I'd make. These are options that you can put in, but I would definitely cut it down to 40. I think there's no need to rush that any higher. You could, and arguably, one thing that is missing in here is draw power. So if you were to go this heavy, oh hello, what are these? Oh, Law Queen. Oh god, we were talking about levels the other day. I didn't even realise. Yeah, fair. I would try and find space for a law because, in all honesty, once you've gone through these once, like they're pretty much dead cards, and so's Tour Guide. Tour Guide's your normal summon, but then if you open up multiple Tour Guides, it's a spare card to a law off of it. The issue with Kagamusha again is it's only when it's a when effect. So if you normal summon Tour Guide, you can't trigger Kagamusha Knight. So again, this becomes dead fodder for a law. Now, I know it kind of contradicts with these, because the only good thing about the dangers when you're playing this type of spell and trap lineup is with Fogblade and with Wings, you don't mind if you've got this in your hand and you get it to the graveyard, because then you can still get additional effects off. So I can understand why a law could be a little bit risky, but a law could also be quite good to kind of set your stuff up for you. But again, a law is just an option.
If I were to put the Allure in, I'd either take out the Danger package for it, because they pretty much fulfill the similar roles, or I'd take out his Psychic package. This is a perfect 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the Psychic package though.
I like the Psychic package. I can understand why it's there. But if we wanted to fit Allure, I'd definitely take out one of those 2 packages.
Yeah.
Or I'd take out the Kagamusha.
Agreed.
As you said, it can conflict, but overall, I think it looks good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. Okay, let's move on to our penultimate one. We're going to do Servants of Blue Eyes, and then we'll finish off on the second place Dark Magician. So, the person,
This is crazy.
the person even like titled it Servant of Blue Eyes. I was like, fair enough. I'm just going to try and pull up the Instagram that he sent it on and all of his kind of lists. But triple Blue Eyes, double Blue Eyes Abyss, triple Whitestone of Ancients, 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Max, 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. 1 Ecclesia, 1 Philedius, 1 Maximus, double Punishment, triple Nadir Servant, 1 Advanced Ritual, 1 Chaos Form, double Alistar, double Invocation, double Meltdown, single Terraforming, triple Dragon Shrine, double Triple Tactical Talents, triple Imperm, triple Trap Trick, Schism, Skill Drain, Upstart, and 1 Day of Peace. And we've done your bloody trick, Joe, which absolutely bugs the hell out of me. Like, no.
Like 41 cards.
No, 41.
Upstart.
41 cards with an upstart. The reason you play upstart is so you turn your 40 card into a 39 card.
Because I do the 41 the upstart because 41 like 40 with the 1 upstart to be 41 because of a post I saw on Organization where apparently due to maps 40 and an upstart to be a 39 card deck is less consistent than 40 cards with an upstart.
I'm not gonna have this conversation.
It's weird. I don't know how it works.
Anyway, so Joao George, and I hope I got your name right. I apologize if you didn't. So this is called Secret. So the deck title was Secret Servants of Blue Eyes. I really like this. So Blue Eyes Core brings out Abyss for the follow-up of Chaos Max Dragon for the following turn. It recovers Chaos Max with stones. Neo Blue Eyes for really big monsters for Dogmatica Punishment. Dogmatica / the Dragma Core for 1 card combo into Winder and +1 interruption. Invoked Engine for Macabre and Pass. Works in combination with Stones for going +++. Skill Drain for the win. Cowboy for games like the good old days. 42 cards deck is forever. 3 card combo would be Dragon Shrine, Magical Meltdown, and Nadir Servant. Of course it would be, because that's 3 of the most broken cards you could possibly set yourself up with.
Yeah. Things I would wish I had.
Yeah. So I like the Neo Blue Eyes. I like send it off a punishment, you're pretty much clearing off anything. Titaniclad, triple Macabre, 1 Construct, 1 Apicline, 1 Winder, of course, double double Herald of Artlight, single Artemis, Link Karibo, and Cowboy. Now, my only issue is to trigger off the Herald of Artlight, because you can't add any of these because they're all too weak. You can't really use it off Nadir Servant. So you're going to be going like Punishment, to pop a card below 1,000 to get this off, which is fine if you're going to get Chaos Max. I don't like, the only bit I don't like about this, obviously side deck as well, triple Crackdown, triple Evenly, triple Dark Ruler, triple Droll, and then Prankatops, Alpha, and Fallen Valbaz. The only bit I don't like about this is Upstart, because it's an Upstart in a 42 card deck, but he likes 42 cards. If this is the reason he's gone for 42 cards, fine.
To be fair, the Upstart and One Day Piece is just basically 2 free side deck cards.
Yeah.
That's also
I would take out the Track Trick, because the only thing Track Trick is getting you is well, I suppose it gets you a punishment as well, but I would probably swap these out.
Drop Track Trick to 1.
Yeah,
it would be that third dogmatic punishment without having to play 3, and it would be that 4th Imperm.
Yeah, I agree. So if you wanted to get it down to 40, you drop the 2 Track Tricks. If you want to keep it at 42, you can replace these with, I would say, Creature Shock, because I really like that idea. But I like the idea behind. I'd probably definitely bump up Alistair to 3, because you've got no other normal summons in here. You don't really want to normal summon the Stone. So you kind of want to normal summon the Alistair, do the full Alistair combo, because then that sets you up to protect you from Nibiru's or any further hand traps, or baits out hand traps from your opponent. That then ultimately gives you the Macabre. The only other thing that I would say is you could arguably play Darkworm in this, because you Dragon Shrine, send Darkworm, summon back Darkworm, normal summon Alistair. That can then give you a link too, so it just allows you to upgrade your Artemis to like an IP or a Cross Sheep if you want to. Just for a bit of spice, just to play around with it. Yeah. Alternative could also go in here as well if you wanted to, but I get the idea that you kind of want to go Blue Eyes Chaos Max.
You want to go the vanilla route because it works well with Dragon Shrine.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but you could then feasibly take out 1 Blue Eyes for Spirit.
Yeah, I suppose you could deal with back row.
The reason I'm guessing he's playing the 3 Blue Eyes is to get access to the Neo Ultimate, which is one thing. The only thing I'd change in his extra deck, you probably would say no, like disagree with me on this. I'd take out 1 Macabre for either Blue Eyes Twin Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Because if you're just playing the Neo Ultimate on his own, he's only going to be able to attack once, and I feel like you want to give him at least 1 more attack by having a valid Ultimate Dragon target in your extra deck. If you just want to play the 1 Ultimate Dragon, play the alternative Ultimate Dragon. Like, I just feel like this is a bit better. But yeah, Order is Twin Burst. Yeah. I'd just swap out 1 Macabre for another Blue Eyes fusion target just to give the Ultimate a second attack.
See,
I really like it. I like this.
I like the idea of it. I still disagree putting Artemis in. Like, I know it's 2 additional spaces, but I agree with you. I think there's a couple of spaces in here you could knock down. Like, maybe take the risk. And again, he might not like this, so absolutely fine if you don't. But I would take out 1 Unst, 1 Herald of Art Light, take out the Artemis, take out the Macabre, and I would put in what's it called?
I'm guessing a more link package.
No, I wouldn't even put in a more link package. I would put in Purgatrio.
Oh.
I'd put in Purgatrio. I'd put in a Aegidus, whatever this is, because it's just Alistair the Invoker plus a fusion monster. So, like, if you're sending Unst, if you're already sending your Shadow cards, you're already sending Titaniclad. Like, if you don't end up making window, or even if you do, you can still make this during your turn, and this is pretty much a game winner, because you can, when it's summoned, or a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So it's just easy spot removal, and then you can banish a fusion and he gains attack equal to that fusion monster. So if any of your cards get outed, like, imagine Dogmatica Punishment, send Neo Blue Eyes, right? Then make your Invoke to Aegidus, and you just banish this, and he goes up to a 65.
That's nice.
So I'd go.
Honest, I don't. If a Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon was not in the game, I would definitely understand playing with 2 Heralds. But because we now have easy access to Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, who searches your entire ritual package on the phone, there's no need to play Herald, in my opinion.
Yeah. So yeah, like this, if you've got the space and you're happy to make these changes, I would put these 2 back in, because this one can actually come in clutch sometimes as well. But the idea is you're just basically setting yourself up with an Almirage so you can follow up with Purgatrio. And what you want to do is, if you're going first, your ideal end board is going to be pretty much invoke Dogmatica. So you're going to end up having set up your Blue Eyes, stuff in the grave, whatever you need to, so you're good to the next turn. But then you've got your win con can then become Blue Eyes Chaos Max. It can then become your Gedes. It can also become, off of the back of that, you're just the 3 Dogmaticas, because they're boosting all the attacks. It can also become Purgatrio. So you just increase your offensive plays, and your defensive plays are pretty much set already, because you've got Winder as a defensive play, you've got Macabre as a defensive play, Punishment as a defensive play, then you've got the old school Blue Eyes route, and you've got your Chaos Dragon as well. So I suppose the only other reason you'd have the Ints in there is because Maximus can just send it, so you're not really going to send it for punishment. But even with that, if you do the 1-card combo to get you into the Shadow engine, your Maximus is probably going to be sending Construct and Titaniclad, or if you wanted to send Herald and Titaniclad, because you've already sent Apkaline off of Nadir Servant. So
yeah. I really like this. I like how he's got 3 different engines that just all work with each other.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's really nice. I like how one person's now starting to make the Blue Eyes engine trend. Like, we are now going to make the Ritual Blue Eyes package. Like, this is going to be a thing now.
Yeah, I really want to kind of see how this operates in game, which is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So we're going to save that one, and now we're going to go on to the one that. And I was saying to someone the other day, I was saying to someone earlier, I was like, I'm really sorry, but you're going to get not stick, but you're going to get scrutinized on this because it's Dark Magician. Anyway, so this was Cyberspace's second place Dark Magician. I'm going to pull up his matchups as I go.
He's got your true name now.
He's got the true name, so I do give him massive applause for that one. The build's not bad. It's not bad, but obviously I'm going to do the standard thing that I do with every Dark Magician deck, so it is fair. I'm not doing anything differently. But yeet.
I like how you didn't even put girl in the side deck. It's like, no, she's out with that. Like, she's nowhere.
Sorry, he also had a second Apprentice Illusion. Now, don't guy. You can put. I'll put Dark Magician Girl back. All right, I didn't mean what I mean with Dark Magician Girl, and this it's very difficult. I can't even spell it properly. It's Dark Magician. Now, my issue with it is the only reason, and if you tell me otherwise in your comments or whatever, the only reason I see you're playing this is because it's another name for Soul Servant to draw off of, and because of the destruction effect of Dark Magicians. Now, I'm sorry. I really, really am sorry. But no. Okay, not just you, Cyberspace, but anyone that says, oh, why have you put Dark Magician Go in there? And they go, oh, well, it's in case someone destroys my Dark Magicians. No. No. Okay? It's not going to happen. It's just not, it doesn't work. It's not on a consistent basis. I hate having to rely on my opponent to do something for me. So, I disagree. Anyway, it was Triple Dark Magician, 1 Red Eyes, 1 Mahard, fair enough. I'll talk about Mahard in a minute as well, because he's kind of like the same legend as Dark Magician Girl for me. Dark Magician Girl, Triple Rod, he had double Apprentice, and I left that off, my bad. Triple Magician Souls, double Jester Confit, 1 Obelisk, fair play. Spellbook Engine, I'm not a massive fan of. I kind of like...
Small one.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I kind of like this, though. I like the small Dogmatica package. I like that. Triple Circle, Triple Servant, double True Name, 1 Dark Magic Veil, fine. 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, Triple Summon Limit, 1 Eternal Soul, and 1 Schism. The extra deck was the Dragon Knight, Dark Magicians, Red Eyes Dragoon, Access Code, Selene, Apkaline, Winder, Iwas, the Magister Spell Spirit, 1 Artemis, 1 Crowley, 1 Undut, 1 Crusader Avmat, 1 IP, 1 Verte, and 1 Ibon. Now, there's not actually a way to... Oh, it can, in a sense. But you can't actually make this.
You can with the Link 1 and any of your spell.
Yeah, but you need to have the Link 1 on board. That's the issue. It's like you have to get it on board. It's doable, but I think it's very, very thin. My phone won't let me pull up the... I'm going to try and switch my accounts to try and pull up the matchups, but I'm going to dive right into it. So I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I was like, summon limit the question was Summon Limit versus something like Gozen Match. Now, the reason I personally went with Gozen Match over something like Summon Limit is because if you play Gozen Match going second, not saying you would, but if you have to go second, Summon Limit is pretty much dead. Whereas Gozen can technically break a board. So, for example, if your opponent had a Shen Shen plus a VFD, and you went, okay, fine, set, Gozen pass, and obviously they can't get the Tractor out or anything like that, you then flip the Gozen, and it breaks the board because they then are locked under one attribute. So that was an interesting kind of synopsis of the way it kind of worked. Mahad, I see why you've got Mahad in there, but it's only in there for the Soul Servant. Now, I have really bad luck with Mahad. I love the card to death, but the amount of times I've seen it in my open hand is just criminal. Like, it shouldn't be there. Props on the true name. I like that. And like I said, I really like the minimized dogmatic engine. I need to test it out to see how that kind of operates and works. Here we go. So he played Gren Manju, Virtual World, Mystic Mind, Stunburn, and Drytron. He said the summon limits were sided on that deck list. Okay, fine. So the summon limits were sided in. So that would put him down to 37, but then he'd have the Dark Magician Girl. So there might be a card missing. I assume he had a second Eternal Soul.
And a second Apprentice as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine that you would only play the one Eternal Soul, but I could be wrong on that. I like Dark Magic Vow. It's it counts as a Monster Reborn or a special from hand for 1,000 life points, which is fine. It's obviously worked for him. If he ended up getting second place at his locals with it, absolutely fine. And his matchups were pretty good. They're all strong ones. But for me personally, I really hate the Spellbook engine. It's such as especially with a small engine like this, because if you open up Blue Boy, you're getting this. If you open up this, you're getting it. It's so mixed matched. But then I don't know what else you'd put in here. I suppose you've got a lot of dark. So if you kept your Dark Magician Girl in and you kept the Apprentice, I'd rather put a Laws in because you've got a lot of cards you can just shift off easily.
I think the Blue Boy package is not too bad now because of the Artemis Link 1. Because you could just go Blue Boy search secrets, secret search knowledge, then turn the Blue Boy into the Link 1. And if you have another spellcaster somewhere, you can just use that for your secrets.
Yeah, but it has to be on the board.
And then you still got the Link 1 on board. Whereas before, you would get rid of the Blue Boy, so you have 0 board present while drawing 2. But now
you still lose the Blue Boy because the Blue Boy gets turned into Artemis. The only thing that will give you is you can then special summon down Ecclesia, and then you spellbook away your Artemis. But then the same thing can be done if you were to bump up Jester to 3. The only normal summon you want to be is Rod. You never want to open up Rod and Blue Boy because then you're like, well, this is technically a dead card. Whereas if you open up Rod and Jester, you've got so many more options because you can go, right, okay, normal summon Rod, get me my circle, turn Rod into Artemis if I want to, or special summon down Jester, turn Jester and Rod into IP, and then already you've upgraded your strength on that. Whereas if you open up Blue Boy and Rod, there's nothing coming off the back of that at all. I mean, that's just, again, it's just a personal thing. It's just I personally am not a fan of the engine. I get what he's done here by making it a free card engine, which is fine because then it balances out with the same level of as Allure. But what I don't like about this, that Allure doesn't, is Allure can be played at any point, whereas this engine can't. To play this engine, you need your normal summon. To play this engine, you need another spellbook in hand. To play this engine, you need a spellcaster on the board. And it's very rare that you actually want to get rid of a spellcaster. The only time I liked playing Spellbook of Knowledge was when I was getting rid of a Dark Magician while I had a Magician of Dark Illusion on the board, because then I just brought the Dark Magician back and I was like, yeah, I just drew 2 for free. But again, just personal preference. I definitely like a Relinquish Anima because turning one of these two into a Relinquish Anima is so beautiful because people don't even think it happens and they just put their cards wherever and you go, okay, Relinquish Anima, steely. Crowley, again, I'm not really a fan of Crowley. I was initially, but what Crowley should have said is Crowley should have given you an additional normal summon. Because the issue with this is you either need to maintain your normal summon which is you would need to go Magician's Souls, Jester Conflict, maintain your normal summon to then normal summon Dark Magician.
I just think he's playing the Crowley just because of the spellbook package.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Any two monsters gets one of them. That's why he's reduced the money.
But then again, my issue with this is it's all going to be next turn stuff.
And also, no matter which one the opponent picks, you're going to get something out of it. Because then Blue Boy searches all of it, Secret searches all of it, and if they pick Knowledge, cool, just gave you a draw two.
Yeah, which is fine. But then what you're telling me is you're going to go. So for Blue Boy to be useful in this scenario, you would need to not use your normal summon. So let's say your best scenario is you normal summon Rod, you special out Souls or Jester Conflict. Now, if you've got the Dogmatica engine to play, then you're probably not going to go for Verte, you're probably going to go for IP. But if you choose to go to Crowley, fine. Crowley then reveals you the 3 spellbooks. If you get Blue Boy, it's dead because you've already used your normal summon. If you get Secrets, that's fine. But then Secrets is only going to lead to Knowledge, and Knowledge is then only going to lead to getting rid of Crowley. So again, you would special summon out Ecclesia, put her in defense if you want to, do the full Dogmatica engine, and at the end, you draw 2. But what 2 cards are you drawing that's going to give you a decent defensive lineup? That's where Summon Limit, to me, would come in, because then I would go for a heavier trap. The only time you want to play this as one of your last cards you play is if the cards you're going to draw are not going to be extenders, they're not going to be more board presence, they're going to be back row counter traps. I get the idea that by the time you've done the full combo, you would have already got your Schism out of the way, you would have got your the Dogmatica lineup out of the way as well. But I think like Punishment would be better. I think maybe not so much Gozen, but like other traps would have been a little bit better for that kind of scenario.
I'm picturing the up of the Eternal Soul to 3, the trap card.
Yeah.
And put in 3 torrential. Because the thought of having a Dragoon with your soul and then just be like, cool, torrential.
I like the idea of trying to build something like that, like a pure trap control Dark Magician deck.
Yeah.
But apparently if you're, yeah. Anyway, I like the idea. Congratulations on getting second place. They're just little changes that I'd make. Again, Mahar just does not work for me. It just does not put... I love the card to death, but it just does not put the work in for me.
Only he works like Alternative Dragon.
He should have worked like Alternative Dragon. That's the worst thing about it. So we get these last 6 spaces. Is up to you. If you want to stick with your spellbook engine, then I would make sure that your remaining 4 cards are meta relevant traps that can break boards. So this card, like I said, you kind of ideally need to go first with it. Whereas if the other 4 cards that you decide to put in here are a Gozen, or if they're like a Rivalry, or like TT, like Joe said, then you'd put in 3 TTs, and I'd probably bump Eternal Soul to 2 just so you can protect your Dark Magicians. Obviously, the issue with TT is like you would lose all your Dogmaticas. So if you were going to do something like that, I'd put the Wolverine Dogmatica in, because then at least you can TT. So you would go Philedius to negate, you'd then go TT to clear, to bring, and then off of the back of the TT, as long as you've got rid of a Link monster or anything, you summon down the Dogmatica. The other thing with the Wolverine of the Dogmatica as well is when you spellbook, I'm pretty sure, when you spellbook your Crowler or your Artemis, you can bring him down. So if you were to discard one of these, you could then spellbook Artemis and bring one of these back. Or even in the later game, if one of these is in the graveyard, you can basically loop them. Because you're only playing ones of them, you can loop it quite nicely. So, something to look into. This is the Wolverine. So something to definitely look into. Anyway, I'll leave the spaces up to you, whether you want to keep your spellbook engine, whether you want to put back in your summon limits, but that would be my personal opinion on it. I like minimizing this because it was so bricky for me sometimes. Getting that mixture right is good. I like the idea that you've kept your extenders in Jester Conflict and the True Name, because if you don't get to your Dogmatica engine, you do have the ability to go Verte Dragoon. Ibon, again, absolutely love the card, but it's so difficult to get the 7s on the board to make it consistently. And then the next thing you're going to be doing is bringing out your 3rd Dark Magician. So you've got to keep in mind that one of these is going to the graveyard for Dragoon. And if I'm going to put 2 of these together, I'd rather go into Selene to climb up into Access, or go into Selene to try and get into Verte. So anyway, That's it for Cyberspace's second place DM. Again, couple of issues, not issues, sorry, couple of areas to look at, couple of things to take into consideration. Obviously, what we're providing is just our personal opinions and our personal feedback. You don't have to take it as gospel. You don't have to live by it, but it's just a couple of options for you to look into. Anyway, that is the end of episode 4 of Deck Doctor. If you do have any of your lists, please send them in to us, either our Instagram, Facebook, or a link to your dueling book on YouTube, and we'll be more than happy to look into them and review them as well, and kind of go from there. But for now, as absolutely always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, stay safe. Thank you so much to my surgeon, Joe. And
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely always, guys, happy.